Hey guys, this is the ORA Cat GT. So we've just picked up the car from Great Wall Motors and we're going to take it up to Genting to have a look at how it handles. And what's so different about this ORA Cat? Well, this is the latest refreshed one and this one is called the GT. And why is it called the GT? It has a GT wing at the back. Then it has a rear diffuser with a yellow accents, and we have the yellow accents on the wheels, calipers, and also yellow wing mirrors, yellow calipers again in the front, and we have a little GT front lip and carbon fiber rendering throughout the car. So this is a more macho version of the ORA Good Cat. So if you want to do a his and hers version, this might be what you want as a his version. But be careful, your other half may just want to get the GT version too because it looks so great. So this ORA Good Cat comes with all this exterior trim and the yellow rendering is carried on inside, and besides that it also gets 30 horsepower more. So it now has a total of 171 PS and 250 Newton meters of torque. So let's just see how it does on Genting. Can you hear it? The pitter-patter of the rain. Yes, we are just at the foothills of Genting and it is raining. So it's going to be a great opportunity to do a drive in the wet. Yes, we are in the ORA Cat GT. So we're going to check it out. I came here much earlier. I've been sitting here for half an hour, but it looks like the rain is not going to stop. And so light is just coming out and our headlights are still on. So let's just see how it goes. Okay, so without further ado, let's put it into gear. We are in sports mode and we are ready to go. Okay, we will let this car through and we will switch on the wipers. Okay, so this is the ORA Cat GT and we have about 30 horsepower more than the stock ORA Cat. So this brings it to 171 PS and it has 250 Newton meters of torque. So in terms of power, this one has a little bit more power than the Beetle 1.4 or the the Volkswagen Golf TSI. So we have turned off most of the systems, but we have left traction control on and we are in sports mode. Okay, so we have 376 kilometers left on the clock from 400 plus, which is the NEDC. Yeah, so this car actually has a little bit less. Ooh, there's standing water on the road, so we got to be careful. Yeah, 18-inch wheels, and this car is relatively new, but these tires are actually, I haven't checked what tires they are. Well, they are what came with the car. And so it is a wet day, so it will be a little bit of a lesson in wet driving too. And also the thing to watch out for on a wet day when it's raining so heavily is of course looking for patches of water. So if there is a patch of water, usually you find it in a depression and usually it's on the inside of the corner. Yeah, so for example, if on this right turn, the patch of water might be on the inside if it sort of if there's a place that will collect water lah. And sometimes it is also water running across the road. Yes, that was a little bit of water across the road. And if you happen to aquaplane, which is actually the hydroplaning, as your wheels sort of float on a bit of water, what you do is just lift off and wait for the grip to come back. Of course, you don't do anything to the steering, yeah. Just continue in the direction of control. Try not to turn the steering wheel. Yeah. So you can see patches of water. Look for little rivers of water running across the road. Yeah. So as in all wet conditions, yeah, you should slow down your speed just as we are. And so we are driving this at what you call a normal speed. So we are checking out the handling of the Ora Cat, and so far it has done very, very well. Of course, we have kept traction control on, yeah, the ESP, the stability control, that will help a little bit. And we have a truck that is taking up quite a bit of the outside lane. Okay, we are safely through, and we are gingerly picking our way through the road. Yeah. Actually, I'm quite impressed. The car actually holds the road quite well, and I still don't know what tires came with the car. Well, usually stock tires, they make it to give you a bit more distance, yeah, for longevity. So they usually don't give you the best grip, but they give you more durability. And here we are at the vehicle payment booth. Yeah, that's what they would like to call it. And so far it is still not on yet. Okay, this one becomes the left hand corner now. So what they've done is they actually shifted the road a little bit further on from the roundabout. And from what I can see, I think they're constructing a few more of these booths to try to minimize the congestion, which is a good thing. Yeah, I mean to minimize congestion. Congestion is never a good thing. Of course, if you go early in the morning, you're okay. And here we are. We safely through. There are a few trucks here. There's another one in front of us around the corner, so we got to be careful. Yeah, so driving in the rain, no sudden steering movements, no sudden braking. Go easy and try to get a straight line through without. Okay, so now we are turning around a right hand bend, and there's a very long truck in front, so we have to be careful. Make sure that he will not eat into your lane because he is a big vehicle. Okay, now he is going to the left, so we can pass him safely and slowly, and we are on our way. Yeah, so this part there's a lot of running water because usually when you're going downhill, there is usually a lot of water, and we have to be very careful. So far, so good. So as I know, the suspension of this car, actually I haven't checked. Yeah, but it's the same as the previous one. And this one is, of course, the GT version, yeah, with a few extra dress ups, plus the fact that it has more power, and also it also has launch control. Not sure if the launch control applies to both the models. Yes, but this one has it, and it's quite easy to use. All you got to do is step on the brake and accelerate at the same time, and wait for the sign to come up saying that launch control is on. Okay, so this is the one of the sharp corners, and the Ora Cat is doing well. Yeah, so this one should be called the ORA Cat GT. And what's good about it is it's a little bit more masculine. And this is what you might call the his, if you have a his and hers, yeah. So I actually have seen a couple at the charging station. They had two Ora Cats. One was his and one was hers. And his was wrapped in some fierce color, and hers was, well, normal. And so now that young couple can consider having a his and hers. That means the guy can buy the GT because it comes with a GT wing, front bumper that's different, with some pods in the bottom, and also a rear diffuser plus some carbon fiber wrap all over the body, and of course it comes in darker colors. This one is aqua gray, and inside you get this yellow rendering, like a two-tone, and only the GT comes with yellow. The others follow the body color. So inside the car you might tend to think that it is a yellow car but it's not. It's gray. And well, somebody who was with me yesterday said, hey, they should get a yellow one. I think it will be very nice too. And then it will be a yellow Ora cat. Yeah, yellow cat. Nice. So far, driving is pretty good. I think in the dry, it will give a pretty good account of itself. In terms of size, this is a B segment. I would say it's a Beetle-like vehicle, and I can tell you where is the inspiration lah. It's made to sort of like as an alternative to the Beetle, and a lot of people will like this car. And of course, now that the Beetle is no more being produced, this is the only Beetle-like car that is available. And because it's electric, it makes it more interesting because it is trendy. And in terms of range, it's pretty good. 380 for this one. For the normal one, is 400. Because of the extra power on the motor, this one, the range is a bit shorter. Okay, so we have finished the first part of the run. We are still in sport mode, but I think we could have come up in normal mode or even in eco mode, because when you run on eco mode, you don't use so much power, and so you will possibly give you better traction out of corners, because then you can control the power better. But of course, being what we are in sports mode so that we can get better acceleration, yeah, and acceleration is good. And the battery, yeah, is 57.7, so you can charge it very quickly. Maybe if you go to a DC charger 180, you can do it in less than half an hour. Yeah, 21 minutes you can get a full charge. So the power management of this car is pretty good. And now Great Wall make their own batteries, and this battery is part of their own what you call production line. So they have also managed to get the car price down. So as a result, this Ora Cat, the GT is 119,800, and the normal Ora Cat is 109,800. So the price has been reduced, and they have just launched this model, so it's available. Yeah, and look at it go, man. It's still raining. You can see the wipers are running, but the handling is quite good. Now that I'm more used to the car, I can actually chuck it around a bit more. You notice in the earlier part, I was going a bit easy, taking it easy, and now we can push it a little bit more, despite the fact that it is wet. Yeah. So we are driving it at a speed that a normal person would drive it in the dry, I think. So acceleration is not hard stopping, but I think it's decent, pretty good. Ooh, a bit of understeer there. Okay, so the power is in the front wheel drive, so you got to make sure that the wheels are straight. Yeah. So the top 250 is delivered in full almost instantaneously. So it's a little bit different from a normal turbo car, where the power takes a bit of time to spool up. So in the wet, you have to nurse the throttle. Yeah. it's quite fun. Easy, no sudden steering movements. Ease the throttle, yes. Ease the throttle out and it's nice. Okay, let's see how it takes this. Okay. So this bump is taken quite well, no problem. That is a bump I named after my friend Thomas Yap, because he has a car that will scrape bottom when he hits that, so we call it Thomas Yap's bump. Good friend of mine, has a lot of nice cars, and he is a frequent driver up here too. Okay, ease the throttle in, yeah, and once it's straight, you scoot. Nice. So guys, the road is still wet. The rain has slowed down a little bit, but the road is still very, very wet. Yeah. And I'm actually quite surprised at how well this car can take this. A bit of wheel slip there. Nice. So driving in the wet has its own kind of fun, guys. But of course, you have to be very, very careful, yeah? Just as we are now. So there's a bit of advantage being front wheel drive in the rain. It gets, you can actually get around the corners a lot faster. Whereas rear wheel drive, you really have to be a bit more careful with the throttle. But of course, if you're a driver who likes to drift, then powering it will make the tail come out lah. Whereas powering a front wheel drive, it just makes it slide a little bit. So you just have to make sure that your wheels are as straight as possible. Okay, that sound is the charger telling me my phone is out of position. Yes, I put the phone onto the wireless charger and I think it moved. Yeah, it says the phone is not connected. Okay, no worries. So for electric cars, the what you call the torque is very instantaneous. So I'm going to move my phone out of the charger. Yeah. So you got to nurse the throttle. So in the rain, I would recommend just use normal or eco mode, because then the torque delivery is not so harsh and it will be much better. But anyway, I'm not going to stop to change it to normal mode now because we're almost at the end of the climb, and yes, I can manage the power quite well. So actually the handling of the car, the base by itself is not bad. See how it takes the corner? It's very, very stable. A bit misty, but here we are. And this is the last corner. Yes. Oh, great. We made it. Okay. So, guys, we're at the end of the run. Yeah, just checking. I thought maybe I forgot to turn on the camera. All right. So, we're at the end of the run, and I suppose it's time to give a bit of a wrap for this. So, is this good enough for Genting drive car? Yes, you can. You can drive it up to Genting. Of course, it is not the fastest car off the block. And the GT, of course, just pays tribute to the car to and dresses it up to make it more masculine, so you can have a his or a cat, and then your wife or girlfriend can have a hers or a cat, and it looks a bit more appealing lah. But the car actually looks pretty nice, so don't be surprised if your girlfriend also wants one. Then you can have a his and hers, both looking the same again. Yes, for 10,000 ringgit more, you get uh, a body kit, yeah, a rear spoiler with the GT on it, front bumper, and also the side trim with carbon fiber wrap, yeah. And of course this yellow trim inside, and you also get, for the whole price, you get 171 PS, that's 30 horsepower more than the stock one, and then you also get massage seats for driver and co-driver, and the seats are made of Alcantara soft leather, very nice. You have a charger, you have a USB ports, and the ADAS system is full, everything. And in fact, if you don't put on your seat belts, your car won't move. Yeah. So you have to put on your seat belt. So that's a very good safety system. And also there's warning if you are signaling, and let's say you're signaling left, and then there's a car at the back on your left, it will sound an alarm to tell you there's a car on your left, don't turn, things like that. And also that, so that's rear traffic, and also the, what you call, the blind spot monitor working, so it's active, not just warning. It will give you audible warning to let you know that there is a car there. Yeah. And of course there's lane keep, and of course collision prevention and everything lah. It's full ADAS, so you also get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Of course, it's wired, but it's still there. And also, you have infotainment system, plus also driving information. Yeah, so it's a dual kind of instrument panel. Combined into one long screen in front of you, and everything is nice and neat and easy to use, intuitive, very intuitive. So overall, it is actually meant as a family car, or for young people, with small families, or for young executives starting out in life. This is a pretty good car, and of course it's very, very cute. So maybe it's called Ora Good Cat. Maybe you call it Ora Cute Cat. Yeah, it's quite a cute car, and generally, I think I like it. It has a good enough range and enough power, not overly much, but just enough, and so it makes a very good city runabout, and also you are able to go outstation, because with 380 kilometers of range, it is decent. Yeah. So 380 is better than 320, is better than 250. So the range price, what you call relationship, the longer the range, the higher the price. So that is something you have to grapple with, what you want. Yeah. So if you want a real city runabout, this will do it. If you want a car that can go outstation, this will do it, because it's big enough to carry 4 to 5 people, and so you can actually use it, and there's some luggage space at the back, so you can use it as a multi-purpose kind of like small B segment vehicle. Yeah. So I think it will have its place lah, because this type of shape being so cute, there will be some kind of followers, and maybe one day this will become a kind of like a very special vehicle, yeah, for people who really like this type of cute cars. Overall, I like it. So anyway, thanks for watching and bye.